Hey, DC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to do the next installment of the 30-day vinyl challenge. Um, Still kind of going through the stacks. For those of you maybe who haven't seen my previous couple videos, people have been doing a thing where they're going 30 days without buying any vinyl whatsoever and just kind of diving back into their collection. I've kind of changed it up a little bit in the format in that I'm just going to make sure that I go through every single one of my cubes, being all 25 over here, 8 here, 8 over there, 4 up top there, 6 over there, about 6 there, and then jazz and everything else, 4 or 5 over there. So I'm gonna go through every single one of those cubes and just make sure, just like browsing, make sure I look at every single album, just kind of check it out, pulling some of them out along the way and listening to them, and that's how I'm going to do my 30-day challenge. So whenever that ends, or whenever I get through the last cube, then that's when it'll be over. And so far, it hasn't been that bad. It's been somewhat of a relief, actually. Now I'm buying vinyl for a while, so definitely a good thing to do. So anyway, playing in the background, you got this right here, which is Overkill. And this one's called something 13, Killbox 13. That's what it is. So if you can hear that, that's what's playing in the background. Well, let me kind of dive in and show you what I've been playing over the last day and a half or so. Got into a little bit of a singles kick over the last night. Actually, I was playing a lot of singles. So, well, let me show you the one CD that I pulled out. I haven't been keeping the CDs and cassettes out as much. So, well, the CDs, not the cassettes. But anyway, cassette-wise, John Coltrane, I'm sorry, Thelonious Monk Quartet with John Coltrane, and this is at Carnegie Hall. Really, really great CD. Yeah, I mean, it's Monk and Coltrane. I mean, I don't have to say too much about that. Vinyl-wise, here are the singles that I was playing last night. I had a kind of a good time doing it. That's when I get what I call my DJ mode, where I just start kind of like bouncing from system to system, just putting on record after record, song after song, and not really sitting back and listening to an entire album, but just kind of popping some of my favorite songs. And that's usually when I pull out a lot of the singles that I have. And so a few of the singles I pulled out, 12-inch singles I pulled out last night, which was Jane. Oh man, I had such a crush on her back then, and I still have one on her today. Everything I love about the 80s right there. Cute little lady, nice song, I mean, just great, just everything 80s right there. And that, of course, that's what I love. Favorite decade. And this is the 12-inch single to Rush Hour. If you guys remember that song, it's one of my favorites. I love the lyrics to it too. It's just one of those good old fun songs. So played that last night. And then my boy, Billy Idol, had to throw in a little Flesh for Fantasy last night. Of course, that's a classic off the Rebel Yell album. Again, 12-inch single. And then my favorite song by this group too, which is The Ghost in You by the Psychedelic Furs. The epitome of 80s love right there. 80s new wave love is this song right there. Love it to death. So that's a good 12-inch single of that. Cowboy Junkies, Cause Cheap Is How I Feel. And just typical Cowboys Junkies, if you're not quite familiar with them. I mean, just that whole, I don't know, alternative kind of country feel that they have. Here's one that cracked me up. I was shaking my tail off to this when I put it on last night. It had me cracking up and dancing and just in an awesome mood. The Super Bowl Shuffle. How many of you guys remember that? The Chicago Bears Shuffling Crew. The worst rapping you have ever heard on an album in your entire life, and it just keeps a smile on your face the entire time. For those of you that may not know this, maybe for the youngins that didn't get a chance to partake in this 80s cheese, it came out in the mid 80s, I believe, 85 or something like that. Yeah, 1985. And it was basically, Chicago Bears were big stuff back then. That was, William the Refrigerator Perry and McMahon and Payton, Walter Payton, and all those guys. You know, they were just kind of like at the top of the game. You know, they were the team in the NFL. Well, they did this little thing where they put together this record. It's a rap called the Super Bowl Shuffle, and they donated a vast majority of the money went to feeding, you know, needy people in Chicago. So it was a really cool deal in that regard. But I mean, oh my gosh, you listen to this, man, you talk about just some of the worst rapping you've heard in your entire life, and I love every second of it. So if for some reason you have not heard this before, make sure you get on YouTube and check out the video, because they did a video for it. Good stuff. But that's just one of those feel good albums. As cheesy as it is, it puts a smile on your face every time you hear it. Next, also blasted a little Exodus last night, which is really good. This is Let There Be Blood. A lot of great stuff on here. I think my favorite song is definitely And Then There Were None. You know, I love the riff in that song. It's kind of the epitome of all things metal to me. But really good LP. Just got this a few months ago. Clear red vinyl. Really cool stuff. Then I was still on some of the hard rock kick last night, so I whipped out this baby right here, which is Wolfmother Cosmic A. As I've said, and I don't know how many videos since I got this album, 2009 Hard Rock Album of the Year right there. It didn't win that, but it so should have. I mean, just everything great about this album. And again, I'll just say what I've said so many times before. If you are a early Judas Priest fan, if you are a Rolling Stones fan, I mean, just all of that good old-fashioned hard rock. I mean, that gritty hard rock. If you're an early Black Sabbath fan, you know, there's some of that feel everywhere inside of this album. And again, if you have not heard this before, check out the song 10,000 Feet. Great stuff. This album is perfection. And then the last two, little progressive rock here. This is Camel. I think this is their debut album, 1974. So spun that last night. And you know, this album pretty much is, what's a good way to describe it? And I'll just leave it at that, because actually I got another album stuck in my head now, and I don't think I have it in here. I'll save it for the next video. But that's Camel. And last but not least, again, another album you've heard me rant and rave about, which is Washed Out. And this is Within and Without. Definitely one of my favorite. Actually, I will probably say my favorite album from 2011. This album is perfection, and like I said, I've done reviews on this before, and I've talked about it before. And the easiest way to sum it up is what you see on that cover. That is the essence that you get from the music on this album. There's just something about it that is just so connecting and so sensual, and even doing so within more upbeat type songs. And I really think that's kind of the genius of some of the things in the albums. They were able to kind of go away from the norm and really still kind of put so much emotion inside of their album. But love this to death. Okay, without question, this is probably my favorite album that came out in 2011. Really good stuff there on white vinyl. So there you go, VC. That's the next day of the vinyl challenge. Listen to some stuff tonight, of course. Just kind of sitting around jamming, taking it easy, enjoying the collection. A couple other things I've kind of done in the midst of the vinyl challenge is I've done some rearranging my music room. Same basic setup, but I've moved a couple of systems around and kind of adjusted a shelf or two here or there. So kind of some neat things I'll show, you know, sometime in the future. I had one person actually request that earlier, so if I get a couple other people that maybe really want to see it, I will definitely put together a video just to kind of show you the current setup of my music room. So just kind of let me know. And also during this vinyl challenge, I wouldn't mind doing artist requests and stuff like that too. So if there's anything in particular in my collection, be it vinyl, CDs, cassettes, equipment, or just whatever you would like to see, please throw some requests my way, and I would love to work that into some of the vinyl challenge videos that I'm doing. It's always fun stuff to do, things that you know people want, you know. So yeah, feel free to ask about anything. That'd be great. All right, take care, VC, and we will talk to you guys soon, hopefully tomorrow. All right, take care.